This week I did some more 60-metre time trials and continued with the low volume to rehab my hamstring. Welcome to episode 6 of Breaking 11. If you're new here, my name's Harvey. I'm a UK-based sprinter and I'm aiming to break 11 seconds in the 100-metre sprint this summer in 2025. Coming off the back of a successful indoor season where I got a new PB in the 60 metres of 7.12 and I made my first county championship final since 2022. I'm looking to take that new speed into outdoors and break 11 seconds in the 100 metres wind legal for the first time. I've done it once before with a windy 10.98 with a plus 2.5 wind, so I know with the new PB in the 60 metres, I've now got the speed to break 11. I'm still struggling with a little bit of right hamstring tendonitis, so the volume is massively reduced, but we've seen some big improvements this week. I didn't do the lower body session and only did the sprint session on my legs, and I think that has really given me a boost in recovery. On Monday I hit the gym and did an upper body workout. Tuesday I did some light cardio in the gym to get the blood flowing. Wednesday I rested, and then Thursday I did a 60-metre time trial session where I got my second, third and fourth fastest ever times in the 60 metres. I also equalled my PB for the fly 10 of 0.96 twice, and this is the first time I've done that since October when I first got this as a new PB. Back in October, I actually ran it in trainers, but this week in the 60 metre time trials, I ran it in spikes. I then took the weekend off as it was Easter weekend, lots of socialising, lots of different things going on, so we'll get back to it next week. Let's get straight into the video. So another week in the books, a really good sprint session, and I feel like I've made a lot of progress with my hamstring tendonitis recovery this week. Sitting here now, I can barely feel it. However, when I'm running on it, I still can feel it a little bit as I warm up, and the day or two after, it does get a little bit sore. But this is massively reduced to what it was a few weeks ago. So I'm happy that I'm moving in the right direction and that keeping the intensity high isn't hindering the recovery. This is allowing me to keep my speed, and as you can see, I'm hitting PBs in training still. There's potentially a few reasons for this. The first being that as I'm recovering, it's allowing me to go faster with more confidence. I don't know if this is that likely though. I think maybe that as the weather's getting warmer and the fact that I'm only doing one session a week, I'm less fatigued and there's better conditions, so that could be having quite an impact. What I'm hoping though is that I can keep my speed and recover at the same time, so that when I go into the summer, I'll be injury free and in great shape. So the Monday workout for upper body was pretty standard, just some dumbbell movements, little bit of cardio on Tuesday just to get the blood flowing in the legs. Then Thursday was the main session of the week. First rep, we call it the jumper rep, so wearing a few layers, and I got a 7.44 in the 60-meter sprint. Now, this was my first rep of the day, and when I was doing my warm weather training in Australia, I was running around the 7.4 mark. So to do this warming up with layers, slightly injured, is a really good sign. So we got a fairly good start of 4.31, not my quickest, and then the 10-meter splits were 1.05, 1.03, 1.05. So also not getting up to my top speed. So not my fastest acceleration, not my fastest top speed, but we still got a relatively good time of 7.44. Probably equates to around a 7.24 if I were to run the equivalent in a race situation. That's sort of how I've been seeing these times match up. Second rep, I ran a 7.30. So this was much quicker, and I ran a 4.24 to 30, quite close to my 30-meter PB. And then my fly 10s were 1.09, 0.96 and 1.02. So that first fly 10 of 30 to 40 wasn't really that quick. So I actually left a lot of time on the table there. And the other two were very quick, equaling my PB in that 40 to 50 meter split of 0.96. This was actually at the time my second fastest time to 60, the fastest being 7.27 a few weeks ago. So then on the third rep, I beat it again, which now makes this my second fastest time, 7.29. Again, 4.24 to start, and a 1.06, 0.97, 102. So very close, 0.97 to my 10 meter fly PB, and 0.02 off my training PB in the 60 meters. Last rep, even faster again, 7.28, 0.01 off my PB to 60 meters, and I got a 4.23, fastest 30 of the day, 1.06, 0.97, 102. So what I'm seeing from this is that I'm peaking really well in my speed between 40 and 50 meters with the 0.96, 0.97, 0.97. I am then losing a little bit of speed, 1.02, as I come out of the race. I think part of that might be not running through the line. I need to sort that out in training. But again, this 30 to 40 isn't that quick of 1.06. Now, if you've been following along with my journey, you'll know that this 30 to 40 meter mark back at the end of 2022 is when I pulled my right hamstring. I think there's quite a bit of psychology there with having right hamstring tendonitis now, and it being the hamstring that I pulled almost 3 years ago. This is the only part of my race where I feel quite unsteady, unconfident. I'm very confident accelerating hard, and I'm very confident when I get to top speed. And I haven't done much speed endurance, but the last couple of weeks where I've done some speed endurance, I'm feeling quite confident maintaining my speed as well. But this sort of transition phase, I think, is where I'm leaving a lot of speed on the table. My PB in this area is 0.98. My season's best is 100. And if you look there, I've run a 106, 109, 106, twice 109. So, I'm leaving, half a tenth of a second on the table. This could easily be 7.2 low in training, which pretty much I think would be 7.0 low shape. I think right now I'm in PB shape for the 60. I think if I ran a 60, I'd probably run 7.0 high, but we won't find that out till next winter. But yeah, overall, really good session. Super weird because over the last few weeks, I've been reducing the volume, trying to heal this injury, and my thought was that as I did that, I would see a drop in my performance as the injury healed, which would, to be expected. But what I've actually seen is I've hit a lot of PBs in these last few weeks where I'm essentially doing the bare minimum to try and rehab an injury. So the injury's getting better, I'm getting faster. So let's just see where this brings us. I don't think I'll be opening my season till about mid-May, and we'll probably start off with 100 meters there. So I do want to get a couple of 200 meters in throughout the season and see if I can get a PB there as well. But the main focus of my season this year is to break 11 seconds in 100 meters. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it enjoyable. Hope you found it useful. Maybe you can apply some of these principles to your own training. If you do enjoy these videos and you want to follow along with my journey to breaking 11 seconds in the 100 meters this summer in 2025, then drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and leave a comment of anything that you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.